the youngest ever elected chief executive of the entire country. With our mandate, he became a senator in 2004 and dubbed him since as anak ng bayan for his poor-centered legislations. As a senator, he introduced and authored around 300 bills and resolutions and chaired various committees. His advocacy is pinned towards improving the living conditions of the Filipino masses and defense of our country's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Our guest speaker is a staunch figure in the political leadership who has the heart and the fearless position to push for mandatory ROTC. His presence speaks for itself. Tonight, he will share his vision on this aspect geared towards a strong Filipino nation and agrees with us that patriotism is a pillar of our country's existence and defense. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the Senate Chair of the National Defense and Security, Peace, Unification, and Reconciliation, the son of former President Joseph Ejercito Estrada, and a well-founded member of the Senate, Senator Jinggoy Ejercito.
Please take your seats. Thank you very much, Judge Mario Duates, my colleague, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Governor Milo de Meray, Tiragat Island, Lieutenant General Greg Almirol. Kanina napapansin ko kanina i-speech si General Greg. Alam chief of staff na eh. Parang lang. Aking kaibigan, Piping Luma, kung makapagsalita rin, parang gusto maging presidensya ng bansa. Nagulat ako siya. Ngayon lang ako nakarinig, my favorite wife. Sana all. Parang nagmana kaya ito sa tatay ko. General Leoncio Sirunay, General Randy Peralta, of course ang aking kaibigan, Mayor Tata Sala, Vice Mayor Alan Vallion, ROTC support groups, Assurance, Reserve Officers Legion of the Philippines, Kawal Atenista Alumni Association. Sa inyo lahat, maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. Fellow public servants, alam nyo, nung inimbita po ako ni Piping dito, tagal niya na ako inimbita rito, siguro 2 months ago, sabi niya, mag-speaker daw sa Kawal Atenista. Sabi ko, hindi naman ako nagdalawang isip dahil kasama niyo rin po ako bilang isang Atenista. Ang tunay na makabayan ay ang tumutupad ng pagbubuti ng kanyang mga kapwa, gaano mang kahaba ang kanyang katungkulan. I've just quoted to you a line uttered by a Filipino revolutionary hero who used his wisdom and pen and paper to motivate our kababayans to fight for independence. That is Apollinario Mabini. An end to the advocacy of your association to promote the culture of discipline and responsibility, inculcate values of patriotism and character building through ROTC. The renewed call for the return of the mandatory Reserve Officers Training Corps was met with opposition from various sectors, owing to hazing issues, bullying, corruption, and even the deaths of cadets. But most Filipinos, as shown in 2019 and last year's Pulse Asia survey, approved of the return of the ROTC program. It cannot be denied that the problems and controversies that hounded the implementation of ROTC are behind the misgivings of those against its reinstatement. But today, more than ever, we need to strengthen our commitment to putting our country above ourselves. We need to teach our younger generations about the essence of patriotism, to prepare and mold them to become disciplined and respectful Filipino citizens. When I filed Senate Bill 468, the proposed revitalized Reserve Officers Training Corps Act, I emphasized the need to provide our Filipino youth with the necessary skills, not only in the military aspect, but more importantly, in disaster preparedness and response to calamities. The discipline and proper attitude that the training imbibes in the students are also part of the life skills that will be helpful to them in all aspects of their lives. We've been so used to experiencing natural calamities that it has become something that we have come to expect, that we dust ourselves off and move on from. Pero hindi dapat ganito ang ating kagawian sa tuwing may trahedya o kaligid na tayong hinaharap. It's been oft repeated that we Filipinos are known to be extremely resilient. We need to be prepared to deal with the unexpected. The COVID-19 pandemic, which we have not experienced in recent history, made us realize that we are not ill-equipped to manage a health crisis of such proportions. By reinstating the ROTC program, the government will be able to organize and maintain a pool of capable reservists who are trained to respond to the exigencies not just of hostilities, but also in times of crisis, calamities, and other contingencies at the national and local levels. Reinstating the ROTC program is aligned with the constitutional mandate that the government may call upon the people to defend the state, to render personal, military, or civil service. I'd like to lift a passage in the famous speech of General Douglas MacArthur in West Point in his farewell address. Duty, honor, country. Those three hallowed words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, and what you will be. They are your rallying point to build courage when courage seems to fail, to regain faith when there seems to be little cause for faith, to create hope when hope becomes forlorn. Admit it or not, we remain a popularized nation. In the face of external and internal threats to national defense and security, we must stand not only united, but most importantly prepared to truly enjoy democracy and our independence as a nation. We should ensure the country's freedom and safety. The ROTC program is more than just military training. It's not just about handling a gun, but learning about self-discipline, building a better personality, and overcoming weaknesses. The participant will learn how to become a leader, not just a person who gives commands. Critics should look beyond their argument of abuses in the program, as there are still far more valuable components such as patriotism, nationalism, and character building. We need not have to experience war to realize the importance of this mandatory service. In closing, may we be reminded that today's event is a solemn occasion as you invoke your respective pledges to help instill patriotism, mental and physical soundness, rectitude, and discipline among the members. And before I conclude my speech, just a few words tungkol with regard to my colleague here, Senator Bato de la Rosa. You know, kung una kong nakilala si General Pasyon, makakulong pa ako. Hindi ko naman siya kilala eh. Pero, hindi naman siya masyado maigpit nung nandun kami sa loob. Pero nakilala ko siya bilang isang senador. Actually, we both campaigned during the 2019 and he was successful and I was not. When we met, akala ko, bata lang ni Presidente Duterte ito. Gusto lang panalunin. But much to my surprise, ladies and gentlemen, when I saw him speak, he speaks with sense. And isa siya sa pinakamasipag na senador na nakilala. Alam mo, I did not campaign for him here in Davao dahil alam ko na mag-number one siya. But I just want to speak coming from my heart with regard to Senator Bato de la Rosa. Alam nyo, halos tuwing pumapasok ko Senado, maaga ako sa Senado, lagi na siyang may committee hearing. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga nire-refer ng mga bill sa kanyang committee. Pero halos araw-araw, napakasipag nitong si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Kaya hindi sayang ang inyong boto ko yan. Para ako yan. Noong ako'y unang nahalal, noong 2004 bilang inyong senador. Mga anak lang na era pero walang alam yan. Yawa ka. Sabi nila, ginagaya lang tatay niyan. Wala mo alam yan. Kaya sabi ng tatay ko, alam mo, ba't ba ako laging ginagaya? Nung nag-artista ka rin. Nag-mayor sa nag-mayor ka rin. Nung nag-senador ako, nag-senador ka rin. Nung nakulong ako, nakulong ka rin. Nung natalo ka rin. Pero alam nyo, tama na yung video. Mamaya ng video. Hindi na ako video. Alam nyo,